Alrighty guys, welcome back to my channel, Blue Orchid Creations here. We are trying something new and I'm actually very excited to try this out. I have not tried this out yet. This will be my first try and attempt. Again, with my tutorials, we learn together. So, if you've seen my past videos, obviously you've heard me talk about the water-based, essentially the equivalent to alcohol inks. And the reason for that is I use a product called Crystalac that is very safe and 100% epoxy free, and because of that I have to find alternatives. So yes, I can use alcohol ink on my tumbler. However, I cannot use it in the way that most epoxy users can use alcohol ink. Therefore, I work with several lovely companies, lovely people that like to constantly try and find an alternative, but you know, safer than epoxy. So I have a watercolor base that we are going to try out, and let's hope that it gives us that same alcohol ink effect that epoxy gives us without the epoxy. So I'm just making sure I shake everything up really good, get all my glitter off of this tumbler, because for some unknown reason, even though I have not glittered any tumblers in the past at least week, somehow glitter ends up on this cup. Makes no sense. But this is it. It will be repackaged in another bottle. This was sent to me to try out and see if we can get a good effect. This stuff does not smell pleasant, however still safer than epoxy, so I'm not going to complain. I was advised to do a thin coat, try and get thorough coverage. This is thick. Think of it like pancake batter. So I'm just trying to get as even of a coat as I can and coat the areas that don't have this on it. Okay, so for this idea, I'm wanting to do, people are really into sunflowers, so I'm wanting to do a sunflower themed cup. So we're going to turn this tumbler the other way so it turns towards you, and we are going to start dropping on our color. to yellow. It's looking really cool. Gonna drop some glitter. Okay, I'm just gonna start dropping randomly. Glitter orange. We got tangerine here. This is making a really cool spider web effect. I really, really like that. I'm gonna try dropping some white into my spider webs. Why my turner keeps shaking this around instead of just spinning. So, as with anything water-based, if you have a really cool pattern, you don't have the time frame that you do with epoxy. So once I get a pattern that I like, I'm trying to only do one drop because it seems like if I do more than one, it just kind of rolls on itself. But I really like how this turned out. I think there's glitter clogging this one. So I really like this design. I don't know if you can see, you can kind of see the glitter sparkling as it spins. Since this is going to be a sunflower themed tumbler, I can't really throw any crazy colors in here. I do have bits of silver that add like a pearl kind of shimmer, which looks really cool. I'm gonna try putting some white in these colors, see how that works out. All in all though, I'm very content. Oops, too much came out. I got a little heavy-handed there. The good thing about these droppers is that it really doesn't take much. You just barely squeeze it and you have some color coming out. Okay, so I like this design. I don't want it to keep moving too much. So I'm going to turn my fan on right in front of this, and that's going to help dry everything into place. That way it doesn't keep running and just end up making lines. Okay, so we are back the next day. It is completely dry. Turned out really cool. It does have kind of like a citrusy 70s vibe to it. So that's kind of interesting. We're going to go over it with some sparkly glitter just to give it some pizzazz, and then I will find a water slide to put over this. I don't know if I want to do a full wrap water slide yet, or if I would want to just do some white water slide here and there. I guess we will see after I get the glitter on how cool it looks. Just going over it with my Brite tone. So this is taking quite a bit of Brite tone to get good coverage over this without it being super sticky in some areas. More than I would typically put for the first layer for glitter. So just keep that in mind. That does seem to be good though. So now we are going to sprinkle our glitter. One thing you do want to watch out for with this chunky glitter is some of this glitter seems to not lay flat when you drop it and likes to just stick straight up on your tumbler like this. That's going to make it a massive pain to try and cover, even if you used epoxy, to try and cover that piece of glitter that's sticking up like that. So just keep an eye out for that. Let your Crystalac dry for a few minutes and then go through once it's tacky and press it down, and that'll help not have to put so many layers on your cup. Alright, this looks pretty good. I like this. Again, I haven't decided if I want to go over this with a clear water slide or just some tiny white water slides. I think I may do white water slide. But this is what we're working with so far. It looks really good. We added some sparkle on there. It has that alcohol ink effect without the alcohol ink. And we will come back when it's time to put the water slides on.